In his fifth day of testimony, Anders Breivik described last summer's massacre in chilling detail, how he modeled his tactics after Al-Qaeda and Timothy McVeigh, how he experimented with bomb-making materials, and perhaps most interestingly, how he actively worked to suppress his emotions, the BBC reports.
He said he didn't think he could sit here today if he tried to comprehend the suffering he caused. He explained how he had had to switch off the emotional side of his brain.
Breivik described himself as a nice person, capable of empathy and pity, a far cry from the dispassionate man the press described in the courtroom. He said he spent years practicing meditation to help control his emotions. But the Daily Mail quotes him saying, as he faced his first victims on Utoya Island, they almost got the better of him. My whole body tried to revolt when I took the weapon in my hand. There were 100 voices in my head saying, don't do it, don't do it. Breivik said, but he did. Breivik then detailed how he stalked his victims, teenagers who were often too terrified to even run away or who played dead in an attempt to survive. Cameras were shut off during that part of the testimony, but a Guardian reporter tweeted how Breivik ended the story with a debate over whether to kill himself. I thought, do I really want to survive this? I will be the most hated man in Norway. And I looked over and saw my Glock, and I thought about shooting myself in the head. He says he remembered his compendium and the plan to face the judicial process. The fact that Breivik's ultimate goal was the chance to present his views at trial has the public conflicted. Many feel giving Breivik 5 days to testify in a relatively open trial gave him exactly what he wanted. The Norwegian newspaper Morgenbladet ran a cover photo of Breivik with the words, "Look at me," repeated over and over in place of his face. That image captures the catch-22 a lot of journalists covering the trial say they find themselves in. A writer for journalism.co.uk explains. On one hand, huge public interest means that journalists must respond with an appropriate amount of coverage and analysis. However, fears have surfaced that this intense media glare is what Breivik was hoping to achieve. In his testimony, Breivik said the press is partly to blame for his attacks. He says the views of cultural conservatives like himself have been excluded from the media, making extreme action necessary. I'm Jim Flink for Newsy. Multiple sources, the real story.